Scripps Gerontology Center is Miami University's Center of Excellence for the study of aging. Scripps became interested in person-centered care because we have done a number of projects that really focus on consumers. And so being interested in person-centered care was a natural outgrowth of that focus on consumers, residents, participants, the older individuals.
Person-centered care to me is letting the individual make their own choices and make their own decisions.
The residents do not live in our facilities, but we work in their home. And that is the atmosphere we try to project, that we have very caring staff, very dedicated staff.
We really try to honor individual resident preferences. So you may see people, they get up early and are dressed and ready for their day early, having breakfast in the dining room. You may find other people a little bit later in the day, maybe getting up at 9:30, 10:30 in their pajamas, having coffee and a Danish in the dining room, just like they would at home.
Person-centered care is just making sure that the elder is getting what they need in the way in which they would like to receive it.
I became interested in person-centered care through my own work as a direct care worker, actually in skilled nursing. And through that, it really became clear to me that we had a lot that we had to do, a lot of tasks that need to be done, but it was much more pleasant, the work was more pleasant, and we had a much better time if we were actually enjoying the elders at the same time as we were working with them and talking with them, sharing stories, learning about them and their preferences and what they enjoy and their history. And when I was able to do that in my own work, it made it much more fulfilling, and actually I was much more efficient and enjoyed that time with the elders much more.
They have choice. They determine when they want to get up in the morning. They determine what they'd like to have for a meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They decide which activities they want to participate in, which they don't. It's given them choice. That's what it's like for them. They're back in charge of their lives.
We try to really personalize the care that we provide here, and I think that's very evident in the spirit of our building.
The essence of person-centered care really is relationships. The interaction between the individual and those that are closest to them, people that they see every day, those that are helping them with their daily tasks, with things that they'd like to do and accomplish in their day.
As an example, if an elder has been determined to have a swallowing problem by a speech therapist, maybe as a result of a stroke, and the recommendation from the speech therapist is that that elder should be on thickened liquids. For person-centered care, that means the individual, the elder, decides whether or not they want to be on thickened liquids. It means the staff, the partners, the employees, the nurses, talking to that elder about the risk of making that choice. Person-centered care then says, if the elder decides, I know what the risks are, I'm willing to take those risks, I don't want my liquids thickened, person-centered care doesn't thicken their liquids.
At the end of the day, most importantly, it's not about any of us that's involved, it's about that consumer. And that's what we have to remind ourselves of completely. No matter how hard, how challenging that task is, at the end of the day, that person is saying, thank you so much. And guess what? You've had the opportunity to actually make a difference.
I'm proud of that for you. I know you've got to be proud. Pretty proud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we all truly believe that the people that are at the end of their life are as important as the people at the beginning of the life, then there's no reason not to do this.
Direct care workers benefit, I think, from person-centered care in that their work is more meaningful. You're not just a task doer. You're not just someone who comes in and takes care of the laundry or comes in and helps with bathing. You are someone who is important to that individual because of your relationship with them. And you bring something to that relationship that is unique. And I think we don't do a really good job of honoring the work that direct care partners do, that direct care workers are engaged in. And so when you can feel that you're really contributing to the process and that your contribution is meaningful, I think it's a benefit for those who are working as well.
I always say, if I'm going to walk the face of this earth, I need to have a purpose. And if I'm going to be in a job 8 hours a day that's going to wear me out, it needs to be a job that's going to wear me out in a good way.
How do you make things better for people? How do you teach people that that's what's going to make you feel better? That's a culture change. Is teaching people that service makes you feel good, and service is what we're all about. We're in a service industry.
For someone to know that you have a genuine care and compassion for their needs is going to come through.
She is a lifeline. She helps make sure that I can live my life the way I want to live my life. And you haven't even seen my tomato garden.
You see each one of these people as an individual, as a human being. They had a life before they got here. They were professionals, business people, religious, doctors, servicemen, whatever they were before they got here. And you have to respect them as that. They were just contributed to society like we are now, no different than we are, just a little older. And when you look at them like that, I mean, I'm not kidding. I love my people. It's a good place to be.
If you want to have a real close-knit staff and you want to have a good rapport, you have to treat them as family. They're not a number and they're not a name badge. They're one of your family. It's the same as the residents. The residents are family too. That's what it is. It's one big happy family. That's the way it has to be.
I'm part of the family. We're still a big family, really. Sure. The only difference is, well, a lot of differences, but the main one is they go home and you come and go at various times.
I love coming to work every day. It's, like I said, it's a home away from home. I feel like the elders have become part of my family. Staff, very close-knit with the staff, especially if your office is in that house. You really get to know the staff very well. It's just very easy to love your job when you work here.
Being able to leave here and know that you made an impact or you did your best to try to help somebody is something that I feel like I need, especially after doing it for 5 or 6 years now. I don't think I could ever go into any other type of work now.
This is what it's going to. I mean, we are what healthcare and long-term care is going to be going to and looking at in the future is what we've been built upon. You know, we're doing all the things that everyone else is looking at doing, and it works.
First and foremost, it's putting quality of life first. If you put quality of life first and resident choice first, your census will follow and your financials will follow. Operationally, you will be a sound organization. It's really putting resident care needs as primary in all things. And sometimes it costs money to do that, and we shouldn't balk at that. We should look at really unique out-of-the-box opportunities to really provide the best care for our residents.
It doesn't surprise me that person-centered care has been linked to positive outcomes in elder care and for nursing homes and for other organizations. I think that people crave relationship. I think they crave connection with others, and this is a vehicle for that to happen in a system that has traditionally been very cold, very sterile, and none of us want to live in those types of environments. So in those organizations that are practicing person-centered care, it does not surprise me at all that they would be experiencing benefits from that on multiple levels. I think that connection, that human connection, is hugely important. And when you're able to really focus on that and make that a priority for your organization, I think that you will reap lots of benefits from it. If I was explaining person-centered care to someone who was new to it, I would tell them that it's okay to take the time to get to know the individual. That the work that you spend, the time that you spend getting to know that person is going to be so important in the work that you do with them from that point forward. It's going to inform everything that you do. So get to know that individual. Take a few minutes. It's okay to take a few minutes to sit down and talk with someone when you're going to be engaged in a relationship that's going to be very intimate in many ways. You're going to be doing things and assisting that person in ways that most other people do not have the opportunity to. So you wouldn't want a stranger caring for you. You wouldn't want a stranger helping you bathe. You wouldn't want a stranger helping you get ready for bed in the evening. So you would want to get to know someone before you'd start to help them with those types of things. And so I would really encourage someone new to person-centered care to make building the relationship their first priority.
It's easy to get in a rut and to do things the same way over and over again. I just had a nurse call me into the break room and said, Susan, we're having trouble with having a resident take a shower because she prefers one STNA. And I asked the nurse, well, what's wrong with that? How can we make that happen? What are our choices here? Instead of saying that that shower is going to be at a certain time with a certain person that they may not care for, but instead really staying focused on the resident and what the resident would prefer. We're understanding as time goes on that if we do that, it's better for everyone. It's better for the staff, it's better for the organization, it's better for the family, it's better for everyone. A resident who is happy is easier to take care of. They're more pleasant, they're more cooperative. They're more willing. They're more willing to engage, they're more willing to trust, they're more willing to let you share their life.
Blending the departments has been part of our culture change, and I think it's been very successful for being rewarding. It's kind of like dietary. We have 95% of our dietary is cross-trained into STNA. 100% of our housekeeping staff and laundry staff are cross-trained as an STNA. The LPN's STNA. It's that direct care. This is what it's all about, is right here, I'm taking care of you. I'm face-to-face, I'm touching you. I'm giving you your bath. This is what it's all about, because if you lose that piece, you've lost a lot of care and touch. I feel very strongly about that.
I think what we generally try to do is compare what happens in a traditional nursing home to what doesn't happen in our houses. As an example, we may say to the elder assistant, if you're working in ABC nursing home, which is a traditional nursing home, what will you be doing at 10:30 in the morning? And they can generally repeat exactly what they're going to be doing. And then we say, we don't know what you'll be doing at 10:30 here, because we don't know what the elders will want to be doing at 10:30 here. And that helps them understand as they're beginning what the main difference is that it is an elder-driven model, not a staff-driven model.
I think many individuals think of person-centered care as something that they have to do in addition to the work that they do already. And for me, it really isn't that way. I see person-centered care as a way of changing the way you do the work versus adding on to the work that you have to do. You don't say, I have to help this person with a bath, and I have to help them to bed, I have to help them with their meal, and I have to do person-centered care on top of all that. It is the way that I assist that person in bathing, or the way that I help them get ready for the day, that makes it person-centered or not. It's not an additional piece that has to be added on. It really flows through everything that you do.
Listen to what your consumers have to say. What's important to them from the services that they're going to be receiving?
You have to be a person who's able to make a decision, because some of those decisions might be life-saving.
I do believe that most of our staff, or if not all of our staff, can learn tasks. That's not the difficult part. Teaching someone how to toilet or clean the floor or cook something, that's not the difficult part. The part is to recognize that they are a kind person and they are willing to look beyond themselves to the residents so that they can serve the residents.
The magic that takes place here is what happens inside. Empowering these elder assistants, those who have not had a voice most any time, anywhere, to empower them, to see them grow in their jobs, to grow as people, both personally and professionally, for them to know that they have a voice, that they take ownership of their individual houses. That's what makes us work. We have taken the typical management structure and completely inverted it. That triangle where I'd be on top, I'm down at the bottom, which is probably a good place for me. But the elder assistants, any organization can work with their STNAs to empower them. They know what's going on. That's the biggest part of your workforce. Help them to do their job to the best of their ability. Let them know that they're valuable, and you'll have your own magic.
If we're not happy, then what are the odds that we're going to be really happy around our residents? And it's so the whole goal of this place is to take care of those residents. They are our focus. They're the reason we're here. Not an interruption, they are why we're here. So they want to know. I mean, and at the end, it just makes the residents' home a better place.
Well, I think it doesn't matter if it's going to be a short stay or long stay. If we like to take care of the resident as a STNA, well, we need to have a good interest in them. We need to know what they are like, what kind of life they had, what did they achieve in their lives, and so on, so that we get to know that person better.
I feel that I reach out to my residents. Their personalities are all different, so you kind of have to approach them in an individualized sort of way, and you learn that as you work with these residents.
The importance of knowing the staff and knowing the residents and knowing their families and being seen by them and seeing them and knowing their families and their personal issues and making them aware that you know them and you care and you can help where you can. Those are the subtle little things that help to begin to build the foundation to improve a nursing home.
It's not strict like a regular nursing home where you walk in and you're handed a paper with your schedule of what you have to do today, and this person and that person needs a bath and everything like that. I mean, we do have tasks we have to do during the day, but we juggle and prioritize off of what they want to do during the day.
We don't have a time frame to go in that room, get done in 10, 5 minutes now. We have to do it the right way, whatever they want. That's a good thing in here.
You have to be dedicated to put up with us all the time. They can't look at this as a job. They've got to look at it as a part of taking care of people. And they need to be considerate. And if your hair's out of place or you need some lipstick, they do it. They just take care of you and they keep an eye on you. All the time they're here 8-hour periods, 8 hours. But just to pay attention as though they were a sister or a brother or a mom or a dad. That's the way they should look at it when they come in.
You have to get people to understand that it's not about removing a nurse's station, that it's not simply about serving family style, that it isn't just about only passing medicines twice a day. It's about changing your mind and realizing that everything you decide has to be in concert with what the elder wants.
At the end of the day here, it's not paperwork that's been filed, it's not production supplies that have, you deal with 21 people and you keep them happy, you keep them clean, you keep them fed, you keep them smiling. I don't believe anybody comes here to die. This may be the last place they live during their life, but live is the word, and it's the key word, that's the operative word. While they're here living, I'm going to make it the best place it can be for them. I mean, that's my calling.
We decided to make this video because we felt that we had learned a number of very important things about how organizations do this care, and we'd heard some inspiring stories, and those things just don't come across in an academic journal article or even in a magazine article for providers. So the opportunity to share those things with other organizations, with other direct care workers, we hope that people who are beginning this journey towards a more person-centered care process will use these stories to inform and train and inspire their staff to go forward in this direction.